Okay, this is going to be short because I don't have a lot of time left, space left. I have to like erase some stuff. But I want to talk about this. And we're in a world where you need proof for everything. You need evidence for everything. It's not about spirit. It's not about just knowing. It's always about some kind of physical proof that you have to have. That world is coming to a close because that world is based on ego, okay? It's nothing wrong with having proof, but that when you have to constantly wait on proof, that means you are disqualifying spirits. Now, I'm not saying that people nowadays, might not always be accurate, but the point is that the fact that you need evidence, physical evidence for everything, meaning that you are, you know what I mean when I say you, I'm meaning in general. You are disqualifying spirits. So I want to use an example that's always been shown to me since I was a kid, and I am learning to finally listen at the age I am now. It's not even about listening, it's about trusting. People say, well, you didn't listen when Spirit tried to warn you, you didn't listen. No, it ain't. It's not about listening. It's a problem with confidence. It's a problem with trusting that you are seeing the truth about what the situation is. Some people, they could be so stuck in their desires that they don't listen. But in many cases, in my cases, there was a lack of confidence in trusting what I was seeing. Even though every time I saw things about people, I have never, ever, ever been wrong. Even if I get a lot of visions of who people are. Even if they present to be really nice in person. But even if I don't see it, I get feelings about them, okay? Because I can pick up the energy on them too. Some people are able to hide themselves really well, but I'm able to pick up on a lot of fakeness. I'm just able to pick up on things, right? And so I'm to the point where I'm no longer going to wait for somebody to show me evidence that they ain't worth a darn, right? Because if you wait for some physical evidence, some people are good at what they do. Some people are good at lying. Some people have the gift of gab. And with this kind of society, and I'm going to say a society where they're not spiritual at all. You can't tell this kind of society that something is not right about this person. I keep seeing them, I keep having visions of the kind of person they are, that they're not a good person, that they have bad intentions towards me. Because this kind of society will ask you, well, what did that person do to make you feel that way? What did they do? What did they say? See, that is what a spiritless society says. That you have to wait on somebody to show you physical proof until you believe what your intuition has been trying to tell you for probably months. And by the time they done physically showed you who they are, you're laying somewhere in a hospital. You're laying somewhere in a hospital. And this also goes with stuff like just evidence. Like you might have suspicions that somebody could be involved in some kind of criminal behavior. And you keep seeing it in the spiritual realm, but you can't get the physical evidence. So nothing ever happens with these people. But they done did stuff, but they've done things to cover themselves up where they don't get caught. Although you see in the spiritual realm everything they doing. When people do spiritual work and they people call themselves covering it up so you don't know who they are. Some practitioners do that, cover their identity so you don't find them, although I figure out who they are anyway. Because people are so, I guess it's what you call practical. Is that what you call it? That you can't tell them that I saw you in the spiritual realm. I saw the color. I saw this. I saw what you went. I saw it. You can't tell folks that no more. They want to look. They literally want to find some physical evidence. Okay. So that world, that's it. I'm just going to say that world is coming to an end because that world is not going to work. Because, and another thing, look at all the murders that happen. Look at the people that go missing. And you have these investigations, which a lot of times, sometimes they really ain't doing nothing. because the police could be into some missing persons and stuff like that. They could be in on it. But at the same time, stuff goes on without getting the answers without getting justice forever. And they investigating 10 years, they still investigating. Let me tell you something. There are satellites up everywhere. Didn't they have some balloon talking about China spying? When I heard a coworker talk about China and some balloon, I said, look, don't China own Google? I don't understand what is this new thing about China spying. Don't they own Google? Okay, don't they run TikTok? They've been spying. They are like at the top #1 of technology. They've been spying. Most of you can't hardly navigate anywhere on the internet without them. All this stuff like DoorDash, and all this other stuff is powered by Google. Okay? So China been like that. China's been like wanting to be in control like that. So my point is that you got these folks that act like these people gonna miss and stuff happen to people, and they act like they're doing this investigation. 10 years go by. But you might have somebody that's intuitive that can see stuff, and they probably saw that this person is somewhere probably in Texas. I'm just going to take a guess. They probably somewhere in Houston, Texas somewhere, laying next to a river, and they see exactly where the person is, and they see the exact color. But these folks don't want to stop and take their time to just think about that or consider it. They still busy investigating. See, that kind of world is going to be done away with. But see, in those kind of cases, a lot of times they're not going to put any kind of effort into helping people like that. Okay, so, but yeah, that's all. That type of consciousness is coming to an end, because that kind of consciousness is completely based on ego. When you'd have to disqualify spirit until you get some physical proof. And how long would it be before you get physical proof if people know how to cover their tracks? How long would it be before you get physical proof? Okay? Because if you wait for always to get physical proof, you might not ever get to your answer. Okay? But anyway, and plus this world is, I mean, I'm going to say the previous regime, I'm going to say it like that, the previous regime is completely corrupt. It's completely corrupt. Okay? But anyway, that's all I got to say, is that I'm to the point where when spirit shows me something, when I see stuff in the visions, like say for instance, somebody I know, it's nice. I'm not gonna say as nice as they are. I'm gonna say as much as a good personality that they have, and they seem like they wouldn't hurt you. You know, like they wouldn't intentionally want to hurt you if you're not doing anything to them. I'll say, right? I keep seeing visions of this person being very deceptive. Very deceptive. I have not seen one vision of this person where this person was my friend. I have not seen any visions of this person where this person will have my back in any capacity. Every time I have a vision of this person is very deceptive. This person is doing things behind my back. Okay? But in the physical, they nice. They cool people. You can't speak negative. You can't say that you've seen things about them. People will disagree with you because they know how to cover themselves up. You see what I'm saying? That kind of world is going to have to come to an end. Because when you go into this new type of consciousness, this higher type of consciousness, it's going to be more about the feeling. It's going to be more about trusting your intuition. It's going to be stuff like that. It's not going to be all about the ego needing to see some physical evidence before you believe what the spirit told you. That world is all about the ego, and that world is going, okay? But anyway, I'm going to run out of time. But so I just said I'm going to start. I'm not going to start. I am, because I have never been wrong. And in this last year, it just has not been great. And so I finally learned that whatever you see, whatever's shown to you, you need to have confidence, because the thing is, it's about confidence. Because you seeing a person one way in the physical, you got to realize that the physical world is more of an illusion than maybe the dream world or stuff like that. The physical world is an illusion. And so waiting for something to take place in the physical when nothing that you see is real anyway, you're going to hurt yourself like that. When spirit show you something, that is the real world, and what you see in the physical is more false. So I wouldn't want to wait to find something in the physical, but spirit has still come through for sometimes, many times, because spirit understands that we are in the that we have been in this kind of ego world, right? And so spirit has helped lead some of us to physical evidence that we need. Okay? But anyway, but the point is that that are some cases that spirit does show you, allow that person to show themselves to you, or allow you to find physical evidence or whatever you need. Spirit has led people to that before, many times. But the point is that having to wait on something physical is still disqualifying spirit. And I'm not going to do that any longer. I'm just not going to do that any longer. I had the ego world is coming to an end. Okay, this false matrix is coming to an end. Okay, so it's not about having to wait to physically see something, because in this case, with some of us, it's been warned time and time again, and we've gotten to the point where we know 100% that what we see is true, because we've never been wrong. You make another mistake this time without listening to yourself, it's not going to end well. It's going to end pretty bad. So I'm at the point where I don't care how cool a person seems in the physical. I don't care if I never see the evidence in the physical. You know, I'm going to just have to trust. I'm gonna have to trust my instincts, and I'm just going to have to get to the point where I just stay away from people. You know, just being around people long term. You know, I don't mind going shopping somewhere where I see people with as customers and all that stuff. That's something different. You don't spend time around those people. You just see them when you go to the store. That's something different. But being around somebody long term, having to spend time around people long term, like going to work somewhere, or even family too. I don't have the issue with family. I've been separated from my family for a long time, but some people had an issue still. In my case, it just could be a work environment. I'm going to leave those kind of environments to not be around folks who are completely deceptive, but it's not showing in the physical. Okay? I don't want to be around that anymore, because you just get tired of being surrounded by lies all the time, even though this is a false world and a false matrix. Still, when you know the truth, you get tired of being surrounded by that type of deception all the time, and you know the truth, right? Especially if you want to be a real person. I mean, you know, it's good to make money when you need it, but eventually get to the point when you're an authentic person like that, you can't be around that environment for too long. But anyway, that's it. I'm about to run out of space, and I'll talk to you later.